Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Anniversary Podcast. I'm your host, Mary, and now I'm blonde. And this is the space where we celebrate another year, reflect on what it's taught us, and talk honestly about what it really takes to keep choosing each other. Anniversaries aren't just about marking time, they're about honoring growth. So today I'm here with Madie and Matt. It's kind of like a funny story. So I actually saw an ad for your company on like my podcast Instagram, and I was like kind of doing some Instagram stalking.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I was like, wait, like this would be such a cool story to tell, because it's not every day that you run across a couple that's like building a business that's a very like niche business, especially for like the state of Utah. Yeah. So for people who don't know, Utahns are like caffeine-aholics.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I mean, I have my Diet Coke here.
Yeah,
Diet Coke.
Hoping for a sponsorship.
But like, all jokes aside, it's like Utahns like thrive off of caffeine in whatever form they can take it. And so I think it's a very like wise niche to jump into. So it's called the Empty Cup. Remind me, is it like a portable, like?
Yeah, it's a mobile trailer. So we can take it anywhere, but we don't drive it, if that makes sense. We pull it to the place and then we park it.
Okay, gotcha. And it's one of those like wedding venue kind of like catering companies.
Yeah, definitely. And like farmers markets, that type of thing.
Okay.
Very like community oriented.
Absolutely.
That type of stuff, yeah.
I love that. So we'll kind of dive into how you guys met first, and then we'll get into more of the business. But thank you for sharing a little bit more about your business. So Matt, you were describing like this whole odyssey of like how you met, how you guys met.
That's a great word.
Because it's like, so you were working at Disney, then this family, when you were working at Disney, was like, hey, you should come teach these kids in Utah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you came out for a week, and during that week you met Madie.
Yeah, the first time I came out was 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I worked for a week and I just fell in love with the area, just the mountains and the climate. So not Florida. And we stayed in touch as friends, and they asked me to come back the next year. And obviously I was like, yes, immediately. And that was not this past February, but 2025. And that is when I met Madie teaching there. And yeah, just met and went on a date 2 days later and said, do you want to try this long distance? And then I was like, well, I'm thinking of moving here anyway, so maybe I will. And
yeah. Was the long distance hard at first? Or, well, I mean, it was because you guys only had like a short time of long distance. It was only like 3 months.
True.
Short is not the word I would use.
Yeah, at the time.
It felt like 100 years. Oh, I hated it. I struggled with it way more than he did.
Yeah.
I think probably.
Yeah, I think because I knew I was leaving. I knew I was moving out here. And for her, it was hard. She was seeing it as I was going back to this other place away from her for a little bit of time. But for me, it was like, I need to go back to wrap that up to come back out here forever, So
okay.
It's kind of different perspectives.
Oh, I hated long distance. I would not recommend. I struggled through that period of time.
Yeah, what did you guys do to kind of like keep connected? Because I think long distance is hard, but like I feel like long distance is okay-ish if like you don't necessarily have a plan.
Sure.
But like when you have a plan, it's like, okay, in 3 months I'm gonna be here, and you're like every day you're like,
just get here then already.
True, exactly.
I was gonna say that was a good thing. Like for me, I was like, okay, I know in 3 months I'm gonna be here, so I can last this long. But yeah, that makes sense that you would be like,
every morning
okay,
I was like, how
is it
not
here yet?
This is so annoying.
But I flew out a couple times in between, and then she flew out to Florida twice.
Yeah, we basically saw each other every like 2-ish, 3-ish weeks,
Yeah.
I would say, for that 3-month period, traveling back and forth.
Yeah. And we tried to, do the obvious, like FaceTime every night and
Mhm.
communicate as much as possible throughout the day while still letting each other have our
Right.
lives, not.
Right. And there was the time difference that was also kind of a
Yes.
struggle because he would be getting ready for bed and I'd be
Yeah,
like,
2 hours ahead. Well, I sleep. I'm kind of a grandpa. I go to bed at, not anymore, but I did there. I was going to bed at 8, 9 o'clock. And so I was like, I'm in bed. And she's like, I'm eating dinner. Like,
I'm not even anywhere near.
Well, like
No,
with the Disney jobs, I feel like you
Mhm.
have to like get your
Totally.
sleep. I have a friend who's out in Florida. She's
Oh, no way.
part of the Disney college program
That's what got me out there.
right
yeah.
now. And like I've learned about her schedule just like a tiny bit. And I'm like,
How are you doing that?
I could never.
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily a grandma per
Right.
se, but
Yeah.
I definitely value my
Mhm.
personal space and alone time and like
Same.
decompressing
Decompressing,
time.
Oh my
absolutely.
gosh, yes. Same too.
Yep, that's me.
Okay. Well, so you guys also, so when you guys came together and kind of started your journey of a relationship, like what kind of led you to the point of starting your business and also getting engaged, like super quick? Like walk me through like those, like that's only like 4 months.
He
May to
moved here in
September,
May,
yeah.
June, July, August, September, yeah.
Yeah, and we kind of, again, I guess you can blame the Utah of it all, but we
Yeah,
we
it doesn't
kind of
feel like
knew that that was the goal, and I think that comes from age and time. Like we've both been in relationships being 29 and 33, and I was even engaged at one point when I was 20, so like super young. Obviously didn't work out, thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
But you learn a lot about what you are looking for and what you're not looking for. And so when you're 33, you're a little more intentional with your time and intentional with what you're looking for and what you're wanting to invest your time in. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
starting something like this, I was like, I'm not going to start it if I'm not at least thinking of it being everything,
Yeah.
And she was feeling the same way. We talked about that first 3
Literally-
days.
Literally, it's like people have always said to me, when you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was always like, that's so cliche and stupid
Mhm.
and could not even that's so dumb. And it's so true. I literally like
Yeah, and
I
there
don't
we can
know.
talk about it more as we go on. I'm sure it'll come up
Yeah.
because you referenced it in your intro, but it does take intentionality and it takes choosing and it takes a lot of that I think
Mhm.
again you just learn over time. It's easier, maybe not easier, but it makes more sense to you when you're older to do
Mhm.
that rather than thinking, oh, it has to be perfect or
Yeah.
else it's failing.
For sure.
Which again goes into the business. Like that's a great segue, I think, because we both struggled with jobs. I moved out here without a job plan. I just knew I wanted to be here. I got a job serving at Cracker Barrel, and she was working full-time at Intermountain Health.
Mhm.
And between when I moved here in May and Christmas, we had both either left or lost our job by that point. And we kind of were like, how do we get more in control of our job opportunities instead
and
of
our
waiting?
future, honestly.
Yeah, because everyone knows the struggle of applying for jobs and how
Oh,
you
yeah.
go on Indeed or whatever it is, and you're like, I guess I would be a fit for that, or how can I force myself to be a fit for that job? And it sucks, and you feel so less than if you don't get the interview, if you don't get chosen for the thing. And so Madie, again, I'll give you credit because she was like, why don't we start thinking about the empty cup? Like that's totally something we could start doing. And in my brain, she's more the type A, we can do it. And I'm more the, well, there's this to think about and this to think about and this to think about. And we started thinking about a brick and mortar situation, like an actual building.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that's, thousands upon thousands of dollars that we didn't have. And her mom actually is the one who said, why don't you do like a mobile drink something? And we were like, well, yeah, we were thinking of doing events after the building. But yeah, maybe we could flip it and maybe start there and then get some money going and build up to a building. All the while we're engaged at this point in
Yeah.
September. having all these thoughts, which again, we have to pay for a wedding this coming September. And we're like, okay, so we need a loan and to ask friends and family to help us with money for this business. But then we also need our parents to pay and help pay for this wedding in September. Are we selfish? We're
really cool.
Are we the drama?
Are we the drama? Am I the drama? Am I the problem? Wow, that's like so just like insane. And it sounds like in that time frame you guys have had to like learn how to really understand each other's style of communication.
Yes.
So I guess looking forward to the future and looking forward to the future of your marriage and like running this business together, what steps are you guys taking to build a foundation of communication in like just your relationship? Also, before we answer that question, I'm gonna just like put the microphone just a tiny bit down because like the face, it was kind of covering your face and I didn't want to cover your beautiful face.
Communication.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, I am huge on communication, and I always have been. The last 2 years before I moved out here and met her, I was single, and it was the longest I've ever been single, which is sad, but you get to that point and you reflect, you know, and you need that time. And I learned so much about what I wanted and needed as my own individual. And it also taught me to respect what other people need as individuals too. And so coming into this, one of the first huge arguments, I guess we could say, it's not even really an argument, but it was about the fact that we come from very different perspectives, and how I was raised and grew up, and the examples of love and the examples of relationships I knew were very different than her examples. And so we went into situations very differently. And so early on, that was June, I think, so like a month after moving here. And it was so important and such a breakthrough, because ever since then, we have allowed each other to share their perspective. I think that's been huge in terms of communication, because you can always disagree, like that's just going to happen. But if you see where the other person is coming from and make sure they get to share where they're coming from, it makes it so much easier to understand it and accept it, and then also get to share your perspective. I feel like, like with the business, you know, it's so stressful and there are things that come up, then you can compare this to relationships as a whole, but things that come up that you would never think of until it happens, and you're like, wait, we didn't prepare for this, we didn't plan on this or study for this. How there's no book on saying how to deal with this. Even today, we were getting ready for one of our we were getting our coffee maker ready to make some iced coffee, or make coffee and then put it in the fridge overnight. And it just started leaking, and the biggest mess of messes. And we were going to film some content and we were going to do all these things, but then this thing happened and we were like, what is happening? What do we do?
Right.
And that's such an easy thing, I think, for us, for couples especially, to like freak out about, because as couples and as partners, there's already that relationship dynamic. And then when you add a business level to it, you can sometimes blend the two in a negative way, where like say we got home and we were just like irritated about this work thing that happened, and we kind of get in a little argument or something, and we start pulling ammo from that work thing as like, well, you didn't prepare for that thing and clean up that thing, and so now, and it's like, well, why are you even bringing that up? And I think this rambling I'm doing is to get to the point to say, communication is huge, but also separation of work and relationship is huge. You know, when we're home, we're very intentional about it being home, and watching our shows and eating together and spending time with her family and watching our shows. And when we're at work, we're very intentional about it being work time. It's very easy to say, you know, we're just at home, we're on the couch, we can pull out our phone and we can edit this video, we can start emailing clients, we can work on this thing. But it's like, we could also do that during the 9 to 5 tomorrow.
Right.
And we can make this intentional time to spend with each other. And that gives us that, we were talking about it earlier, but the decompressing and the letting the day kind of wash off your back a little bit.
Yeah. Maddie, would you add anything?
I would honestly say the most important part for me in figuring out like the communication between us, because like you said, we come from very different places, and we're also just like at our centers very different people. Like he's very much laid back in a lot more ways that I'm not, and like in the ways that he's laid back, I'm like, go for it, and like the vice versa happens. So like there are just so many times where it feels like the time that I spent single before I met him was like the most beneficial, like knowing for sure who I was and what I felt and thought, and like learning how to communicate that with the world outside of like a romantic relationship. Just, this is who I am and this is what I want to be doing. Now in this, I feel like it's easier to kind of stand up for the things that I think make sense, but then also be like, good point, that makes sense too. We should maybe try that way. Or like, the way you're thinking about that is something I would have never done or thought of. Like even with the coffee explosion that we experienced today, my instinct is like immediately shut it off, clean it up, get it out of the way, pretend like it was gone, like it didn't happen. Whereas he's like, let's slow down and figure out what happened here. And he's like trying to still make it work while it's like exploding. And I'm like, no, shut it off, unplug it. And like my thought is like, rip the machine out. Like it's so stupid that it's not working. And he's like, no, it's okay. Let's figure out why our freaking expensive machine isn't working.
But then again, it flips, all right? Like it's so yin yang where like there are times where I'll be freaking out about time management or something, and she's like, we have time. Like it feels like we do a good job unintentionally of when one of us is having more of a chaotic moment, the other is there to kind of calm
the storm.
Yeah. And I'm sure that's like something new that you'll be learning for like the rest of your lives. So like what what have you guys done to kind of like decompress together? Because I kind of like that, where it's like this intentional time to kind of calm down from the day. And this is just me, and I'm a little bit of a social media person. Like I love Facebook Reels, I love Instagram Reels, like not so much TikTok, but more so just like Reels in general. And like once in a while I get a reel that says men need more time to decompress or whatever, and I'm like, I think it varies per person.
Absolutely.
And so like, and I think it's also really nice to have someone to help you decompress.
For sure.
What have you guys done to do that?
Yeah, I think honestly kind of the opposite of you. Like we both, when we were single, specifically in the year leading up to our relationship, we both were like kind of on the edge of not really wanting to be on social media anymore. And then when we got together, we were both like, let's just delete it and see what happens. And so we did. And now that we have this business, we kind of had to get it back, and we had to start like trying to be in that world again. And it's been like such an interesting thing, because it's like we have to be intentional about like, okay, this is our time to just be us. Set the phone aside. We like to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. That's like
nice.
Yes,
favorite shows.
Big RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's seasonal too. But we do watch our shows. Fall, it was Gilmore Girls. We binged through. Great British Baking Show was big for us.
You know, I have never seen the Great British Baking Show.
Really?
Yeah. And I mean, everyone's like, you should see it, Mary. And I'm like, okay. I mean, this is my thing, is I'm not a huge like reality TV person.
Totally get
so that. Like for me, my shows are like Modern Family, Parks and Rec,
Friends, The Office,
any of those.
New Girl. We love all of those too, for sure. Comfort shows.
Yes.
I would say, not to give a plug to Great British Baking Show, but it is like not reality. Like I don't like reality TV really either.
Mhm.
It's so calming, and it's like the fact that they're British and their
Yeah.
voices are so
They're
soothing,
so
but
cute.
they're all on each other's team, and like no one
just
is.
bacon.
They're competing, but they don't
Yeah.
want each other to lose, and so it's
Yeah.
just so nice. And
It's so good.
so that's like the decompressing
Mhm.
vibe of
Mhm.
it. We do a lot of baking shows, a lot of cooking shows.
Gordon,
But then Parks and Rec. And
Gordon Ramsay.
we love Gordon Ramsay.
him.
That's a good decompressing show.
Yeah, he's not aggressive or stressful at all.
And like, I guess like speaking of just stress in general, like how when this coffee explosion happened today, or because I saw on your social media that there was like a leak in your roof or
Oh my
something.
God.
It cracked me up so much. I was like, this is iconic. I love this.
That's us every day.
Yep.
How do you guys like connect as partners during those times instead of like business partners? Because I think, and this is just me coming from my background, I worked in retail for 3-ish years, and I had to be a little bit snippy because I became like a student manager.
Oh, okay.
And so like I was having to like be a little bit more business oriented in my relationships to my coworkers instead of like friendly. But you guys are in a relationship. You guys are engaged. How do you like separate when like something stressful happens? How do you separate the stress from like and turning it into being like a business mode and like showing up as partners?
Yeah. I would say we definitely like first and foremost, I think need to learn how the other reacts to stress.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened like we did this huge cross country road trip to move him out to Utah. And we stopped and did this hike in Estes Park, which is the hike we ended up doing to go get engaged. Same place he proposed, so it's super cute. But we did this hike and we did not go prepared. And freaking the entire time we're just falling in the snow. Like it was like winter snow and you were supposed to wear like boot clamps. Right. We did not do that. We were just like falling down this mountain essentially. And he's very much a maybe more serious reaction to stress or more.
Yeah, I think this instance that you're talking about, it's
I
more
think
like
it's how you react all the time to stress.
That's true. That's true.
Like it's not even serious. It's like the opposite of what I do though. In stressful moments, like when the rain came in our trailer or on this hike, I'm like cackling. I think it's so funny. Like if it's stressful but it's funny, like then I'm just gonna laugh about it, and that's how I deal with the stress. And he's not that way. He doesn't like laugh really in the face of stress that much.
Yeah, I come from a family of pushing things under the rug, so trying not to make a big deal out of moments, and so like things like that, like falling down and slipping and getting dirty, or a trailer getting full, we're like, we'll take care of it, just don't like even mention it. Like don't it's okay.
Like we don't need to laugh about it because we got to act like it's not happening almost.
Yeah, and I definitely started to get upset because I thought she was laughing at the situation and at me personally.
Oh, okay.
And so again, that goes back to what we were saying about knowing where someone's perspective is helps so much, because now I know, oh, she's just laughing at the situation because it's crazy that we're literally at a wedding expo and it starts pouring and we have to lift. We literally have this fold out bar for weddings and we had these florals and pictures on it as examples, and we had to like rip it all off and pull this door closed, and we didn't have any. Well, because like I said before, we can't drive the trailer. So her dad has a truck right now that pulls the trailer. And we have a little lid that closes the gap of the bar, but we put it in his truck and he had left. And so we didn't have anything with us. So the video you saw, we just have a garbage bag trying to stop the rain from coming in. And it's just crazy. But that's a perfect example of me. Last year I would never have filmed that moment.
That's what I was getting at. Is like we both learned how the other reacts, and like now he's like, okay, I can take some stressful moments a little bit less stressy. Like we can laugh about it together. And then there are the reverse of that for sure, where I've kind of learned like, okay, this moment we maybe don't need to cackle about. We can take kind of seriously and like take steps to fix it type of thing.
Yeah, and being able to laugh about the stressful times is, I think, an answer to your question of how do we come together as, you know, a couple, a partner. Like we take the business hat off to be like, what are we doing?
Like,
Are we
we're
insane?
idiots.
And then we can put them back on to say, okay, let's clean this up. But
Right.
taking that moment and taking a breath to not take it so seriously, I think
Yeah.
is huge.
Yeah. I'm totally gonna butcher the quote, but it's just something that like I've always tried to take to heart in like even in just like platonic relationships is like it makes life so much more enjoyable when you can laugh at those little stressful moments, because I'm exactly like you, Matt, where I'm like, I kind of freeze and I get super stressed. I'm like, you know, like those watermelons when you have so many rubber bands on them and it's about to pop.
Whoa.
Like that is me.
Yep. It's a great example.
That is so me when I get like stressed, and I like, and there are moments where I explode.
Yes.
But then I
Totally.
always have to remember that like I just have to laugh at the situations, because it kind of just it lets your guard down, and it also lets down the guard of other people around you, like witnessing the explosion of watermelon.
Yes.
And so like now that like we're like these are some like futuristic and kind of like reflective questions, but I kind of want to get into some funnier questions for you guys. Speaking of laughing, so who would you say is better? Who's the boss in the business? Who's the boss A?
It's a touchy subject.
Because knee jerk, it would be like, okay, Matt, because it was like his idea first, maybe. So I think from the beginning it kind of felt like that. Mm-hmm. But honestly, as we've gone, I think we've both realized that it has to be like 50-50. Because
I would say it's she is the boss in terms of the actual logistics and numbers and facts and how to get the business side of things going. And I'm the boss of the details and the creative and that side of it. So it's actually been really cool to blend those two. But yeah, that's really funny.
Okay. I like that. And I guess this is my question, because everyone has like their take on this phrase of like a relationship is 50-50, or a relationship is sometimes where you're both going to be at 15%, or like, what is your guys' take on that advice?
It's a great question. I feel like maybe it changes.
Oh yeah.
In the moment, every day.
Yeah.
Based on what the other is feeling.
Absolutely. I think that's another huge thing that we've learned over the last year is to take things as they come rather than thinking there's a blanket statement that applies to everything. Yeah. Like 50-50 sounds great, but there are times where your partner needs you to be at 99 while they're only at 1. And that might last a week. It might last 2 weeks. It might last a month. You know, there are seasons, and you hope that you show up for them. And if you're ever at 1%, they'll show up for you. And that's, I think, you know, we've shown up for each other a lot, and we've each had moments, and it just sucks. It's embarrassing to be like, I'm feeling 10% today and I need you to take control. And sometimes you don't want to take control. Like I know you for sure, there are moments where you're like, am I really having to go up to 75% right now for you? But it's I guess that's our answer, is different.
Situational.
Yeah. I like it, because I feel like there's always someone always has like a variation on the 50-50, 100%. So now that we're kind of like, I want to transition a little bit more into like the romance. So who said I love you first?
That is an awesome question, because he tried to say it the night I dropped him off at the airport before he left the very first time. So we've known each other for 3 days?
Like 5 days.
5 days. Days though. And I would have honestly said it that night too, truthfully. But it was like, you can't say that to me and then fly 2,000, 3,000 miles away from me. Like, you can't say it.
Well, and again, there's that like stigma. There's an expectation of like, oh, you can't say I love you and whatever, you know. But it's like, who cares? Like, love people, like love each other, say I love you to everybody. Who cares?
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted to, and I said, we were listening to a song, and I was like, I think I said something like, I really want to say something to you right now.
And I was like, absolutely not.
And you're like, you can't. And I was like, just know that I do. Like,
and then I said, I do too.
Like,
and
you guys had like that brain connection.
Yeah. And then he left and I sobbed.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
It was rough. But yeah, technically him.
Technically.
Because then when I picked him up, like a month later, probably, he flew back to Utah. I picked him up at the airport, and the very first thing he said to me was, "Hey, I love you," because he hadn't said it in person yet. Had we said?
I think we had said it over
text,
FaceTime or text. Yeah,
probably. It was instantaneous, though. I honestly probably could have said it that first night.
Yeah. Oh, that's cute.
Well, sheesh, we'll just end the podcast right there. Okay. If you guys, so if your relationship had a theme song, what would your theme song be?
That's a great question.
We're both very musical people.
It's true. Which makes this question harder, actually.
It makes it harder.
There's so many songs.
Is it like musical in the sense of like Broadway musicals or just like all
of it?
Okay.
Broadway is what I did for the last 10 years.
So okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
introduced me to Broadway.
Yeah, I mean, I'll throw one out there. I don't know if you guys have, and like, granted, I was listening to it on the way here, but I don't know if you guys have seen Waitress.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so there's a song that's called "You Matter to Me,"
Ooh.
and I don't know. It was like, I don't know. Sarah Bareilles is like a freaking lyrical genius,
Yes.
but like, and obviously the situation does not apply to you guys.
I'm not married, but
but like it does not apply to you. Like the situation of the song does not apply to you. But I think just like hearing you guys and hearing your story, it's like kind of your theme of like you guys matter to each other. So like, why not start a business with each other? Why not like support each other in this dream?
Yeah.
And so like, and it's like. Sorry, I'm going to be so corny with this. It's like simple and plain and not much to ask from somebody. And so it's like, it's just for me. Oh, I got just chills there. But like, I think that's from what I was like thinking and just feeling with you guys is like, it's just your guys' relationship is simple and plain. And like, you guys just don't necessarily have to ask much from each other because you just do it.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's literally perfect.
We're going to be listening to that
the
on
whole
the
way home. It's great. Oh, I love that song so much.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was my idea of a theme song.
We're stealing it.
Okay.
That's our theme song now.
Okay. So with like your guys' relationship, what is something you guys are looking forward to in like the next, say, 5 years? Just as like a couple, not necessarily like businessy.
Ooh.
I think 5 years we would love to be starting a family.
For sure.
We'd love to have a house or at least be renting a house because we live in a crazy time.
So, praying for housing market to go down.
Literally. But yeah, those are the big things for me, at least. I think we've talked about that though.
Yeah, I feel like all of those things for sure. Probably also just, it's so crazy when like we sit down and talk about a relationship, which we obviously don't do in this format a lot, but
yeah,
it's crazy that it's only been a year. Like it honestly feels like it's so freaking stupid, but it feels like I've known him my whole life. Like I can't even believe that there was 28 years without him. Yeah. So I think 5 years, like I just can't wait to see, like that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I think
so much has happened already.
Like again, making it about me. I moved here. I got away from Orlando, this crazy hustling gig life city, like not knowing what I was doing each week, I wanted this. This is exactly what I was hoping for, was settling down and finding someone who prioritized not just the relationship, but family. Like her family was such a strong knit existence. And I know that's very common here in Utah, which again, I love. And especially where we are in Utah County. It's just like her parents live less than 5 minutes away, and all of her siblings live less than 5 minutes away. And literally every Wednesday we watch Survivor with her parents and her other siblings.
Nice.
Every Thursday we watch a different show with her parents. Every Sunday we have dinner and play Settlers of Catan or some game with each other. And those are the things that I'm looking forward to every year. It's just more of those moments and memories as the family grows and as our business grows, as our relationship grows, who knows?
What is something you guys are looking forward to just like learning about each other? Because I mean, obviously you've been together for like a year and some change, and like you can learn about, like, despite what people say, I think you can learn a lot about someone in a year.
Totally.
Yeah.
But in 5 years, I'm sure there's like just
more.
There's so much more to learn. Is there like any idea of like what you want to learn about one another?
We've talked about being parents, like how will you be as a mom? How will I be as a dad? And I think it's gonna sound really weird, but the business is kind of a good test.
It's like a little baby.
It's our baby, and we're seeing how we handle the diapers. Today was
today cleaning the coffee machine.
The blowouts.
Yes.
Literally, I was like, "This is good practice."
It is. Learning how having a kid affects our sleep patterns, because we both love sleep.
Yep,
so
that'll be interesting.
how we do on lack of sleep.
I feel like for me, it also is going to be a lot of maybe understanding. Like, I feel like I understand you, obviously, at like a very deep level. But I think like every day there's something else that I'm like, oh, that's why that always happens, or why he's always like in that mindset or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just think it'll continue to like develop. Like there will just be moments where I'll be like,
because like you said, like you can learn a lot about someone in a year, but you as yourself are learning about yourself every year.
I like that.
You know? And so like she can only know what I know, kind of. And she knows things about me that I don't even realize yet. And she'll say something to me. I'm like, that's not true. And then like the next day I'm like, wait a minute. It's absolutely true.
For sure.
I love that. Okay, this is going to be my last question before we get to the deeper questions.
Those aren't the deeper questions?
Those aren't the deeper questions.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. So this one is just kind of, again, like a reflective question, but I always like doing these questions because it kind of like helps people get like perspective of what their partner thinks about them a little bit. Is like, what is something your partner does in the business that secretly impresses you?
That's a really cool question.
It is a cool question. You go first. Tell me how you I'm impressive.
I do think we're pretty vocal about it all the time, but I will say the thing that impresses me the most about you in the business is your ability to say, no, we're going to do that even if it's the day before and we have half of it done. Like your ability to say, no, we're going to make it happen, and to make it happen. That every time that's happened, because it's happened a few times so far, and every time it's true. And it's that where, again, I might be someone who would be like, maybe we should say no to this one.
Right.
But you're like, if we could always do that, and it always works out.
Cute, because honestly, the thing that impresses me the most about him is the exact opposite. Your ability to I think you're really good at finding opportunities that make the most sense, and you're really good at like thinking things all the way through, whereas I'm like jump without looking. He's like check the ground, make sure we're gonna be able to land, like plan it out. And that, I think it, like we were saying, it's a blend. Like that's why it's working so well and why it works and why we're able to get the night before get half the stuff done is because I'm like, we're going, and he's like, yes, we are, but we're also going to think about it while we do it so that it's not a disaster. And that's how we end up getting there.
Well, I love that. Now we're going to switch it from business to just the relationship is what is something your partner does just regularly that impresses you, not like business oriented.
Oh, I'll go first on this. This is so easy for me. He is so accountable, which sounds crazy, but he's very like, he's so self-aware of like the things he says and like kind of how I am feeling. Like he's also very aware of like how he can affect me, which I don't think I've ever been with a guy who, I feel like that's more of like a feminine quality, is like that kind of natural like empathy or something, just the ability to be like, this thing that I said could maybe hurt somebody, or you know. And he's very aware, he's very he can just he and when he messes up, he's very like vocal about like, hey, I shouldn't have said that was rude, I wasn't even feeling that thing, let me explain what happened. And I don't know, it's so impressive because I'm just not, as he's learned, it's sometimes hard for me to be like, I just hurt your feelings, sorry. Like it's very impressive.
But because we know each other's perspective, I know why, and I know
why that happens.
That was really sweet. For you, I think it's how you show up constantly. Like you, again, going back to the percentages, like I used that example because I know for a fact that of the two of us, tend to be depleted sooner than she is, and she often will step up, whether it's literally just going upstairs to get me ibuprofen or going to pick up her nieces, and with your family, you just show up. Like that energy that you have, you get it from your dad. I'm gonna shout out Greg.
Greg, we love you.
But you get it from him, where like no matter how long of a day you've had, at the end of it, you still show up for me and for whoever might need it. And that impresses me every time, because I'm literally sitting there a blob on the couch thinking, why am I not up getting my own ibuprofen right now? And you don't even question it. You never make me feel bad about it. You just again trusting I would do the same thing for you.
And you have, and you do.
That's true.
Aw.
That's cute.
Oh shoot, I had a question and it just went out of my mind. Oh, no. Give me a second.
It'll come back.
It'll come back. Does. It always does.
We'll take a quick commercial break.
So wow, this is gonna really like piss me off. Give me a sec. I'm so sorry.
Think of what we're talking
one
about.
Of those things that's like you'll be driving home and you'll be like, oh, I remember.
Yeah. It has to do with ibuprofen.
Oh, okay.
And because I'm an ibuprofen taker as well. I guess like when you guys were talking, it made me think of just like all of my life experiences and like romantic relationships. And oh my gosh, this chair always breathes. Sorry. But like when you guys were talking, you guys just reminded, like I was thinking back on like experiences that I've had in life, and it just seems that like it's easy to choose each other and like it's easy to show up for one another. What about what happens when there's a time where you're both at like 15% or like maybe one's like just like a little bit higher than like 1%, but then there's someone who's like literally dying on the floor or like someone needs ibuprofen and like, but you're also like, well, I'm tired too, I need a caffeine shot. So like how do you guys move through those like times of where you're both depleted?
Honestly, I think it's been that way starting a business. I feel like we've both been stretched thin, like for most of the time.
Yeah, because like speaking personally, for the last 3 months as we've been working on this business, her dad is a contractor and I've been working for him, and so we're working 9 to 4 every day, and then after that, business and the trailer and putting all these things together. So it really is like an all-day 12-hour situation, and while I'm at work, she is doing all the numbers and all the contacts and all these things. And so when we come together to be productive together, we're both like,
I don't want to
okay.
do this. Literally.
But in terms of like true 10%, 15% situations, I think you have to deep dive a little within yourself of like, how bad is my percent really? Like there was a time where she was really sick and had to go to the ER at like midnight, and we had, it's midnight after working and after whatever. And it's just no question. Like if she's feeling that way, it's like, whatever you need, I'm going to drive you there. I don't care. It doesn't matter how tired I am. Like that's just what you do. And I think it's weighing out those moments, like kind of saying, we talked about, I bring this up a lot, so she's going to be annoyed by this, but we're like, give and take is so important in the way that compromising, we talked about compromising a lot today, actually. But when one of you like really digs your feet in the ground to say, no, I really feel this way, it lets the other person know, oh, he really feels that way. Whereas most of the time you can live in a world of like, oh, it's not really that important to me, so I'll let you have it, and vice versa. But when they're like, oh no, I'm really sticking my ground, you're like, oh, okay, she's usually not like that, so this must be really important to her. So let that speak. And I think that goes with being depleted. Like, okay, they usually would get me an ibuprofen right now and they're not, so they must be really exhausted. Or so I will boost up my energy for a minute
to go do it.
I don't know.
I really feel like we haven't had a lot of moments of being depleted. I think like at the same time, we definitely have always been able to switch back and forth, but we have had a lot of moments. We're both pretty stubborn, so we've had a lot of moments of kind of the opposite, where we're like both going but in different directions. And it's been a story of like, how do we get back to the same page and compromise, but also there are things that you can't compromise on. So like it's give and take again, I guess. And
we're kind of straying from the original question, but
no, that's totally fine.
it's true. Like we talked today about this, how we are both, everyone has trauma and everyone brings trauma into relationships, and a lot of figuring each other out is analyzing that past trauma and realizing, oh my gosh, I didn't even realize I was bringing that into this with you. And we both come from pasts of not feeling heard and not feeling like our opinion and our thoughts were valued. And so that stubbornness comes from us having taken that time individually to find our voices and to find that courage to say, no, I want to be heard. But then we're doing that together against each other. So we're like, I want you to feel heard and valued, but I also want to feel heard and valued. So how do I stand up for myself, but also make you feel okay?
And I think what you said, like what we kind of talked about earlier in our conversation, where it's like understanding where the person is coming from and like kind of understanding the past to live in the present. I don't know, it's like that cheesy Kung Fu Panda quote where it's like the past is what's been, but like in the future, but like but the present. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I love it.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about, because my brain was.
The turtle says it.
Yes.
Turtle guy.
Yes.
Your quotes are on point. I love all these references are awesome.
Exactly. Write them down.
This is it's just a part of like my little quirks, is I am a movie quote person, and so like where people will say like one little line and it has nothing to do with the movie quote, and I'm like,
that's
like, or it's like, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. And I'm like, that's too damn bad. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Oh my gosh.
I think this conversation has like, for me has been personally so meaningful because like I'm coming up on a year with my boyfriend here soon.
Cool.
And
shout out Dallin.
shout out Dallin. But like just learning what you guys have been through and kind of learning how you guys communicate and just kind of learning to come like be who you are and like where you come from, but also bringing that together and like learning how to kind of take those walls down a little bit is like something that's gonna serve you guys for the rest of your relationship and your marriage.
Hope so.
So these are the 3 questions that I have for every couple that comes on the podcast. And I just like, I love them because they're kind of more so like advice-based question for our listeners here. And like, you thought the questions I had earlier were deep. These ones are like hefty.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
hefty.
The hot ones challenge now. The spicy wings.
Yep. Okay. So when things get hard, what is the core reason, that one thing about your partner and your life together that makes giving up not an option for you?
That was deep.
That is deep.
Yeah, tell me. I think I'm going to go back to what I said towards the beginning about just time and how I'm 33 and I've been through so many relationships and have learned so many examples of what I don't want and what I do want, like things that I've learned. And I think the biggest thing I've learned is to not give up. Like if it's something really meaningful and that comes through you for me in the way we value family and the way we value each other's dreams and the way we lift each other up and the way we fail, but we can fail together and it never feels like it's me versus you or you versus me, I think allows me to then in those moments know that it's just a season, it's just a night, it's just a conversation. In the past, any sort of discord or any disagreement was a flag that would have me running just because I'm like, well, I'm failing at this or this isn't right. But I've learned that that's just not the case. And if you are intentional with what you're giving and the love you're giving, you will get that love back if you have that right person. And that's what you give to me. So
can I say that my main thing is that he's like this perfect little boy that I just want to protect. Like there's no world in which I would ever give up because I don't even know what it is about you. I just feel like instinctually protective of him. And I don't know.
She's threatened to beat a lot of people up for me.
I really, really have.
Were they mean to you?
Do I need to go kill somebody? Because I will. Like, I can't even put my finger on what it is. It's everything, I think. He's just perfect, I would say.
Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys need some tissues, I brought some tissues.
Perfect.
I love that. And so thank you guys for sharing. And so mixing business with relationships can be messy at times. What's one practice or mindset that has helped you most in choosing to stay close when you feel disconnected?
I would say we're really good at coming back to each other every single night. We have like a pretty solid routine that even if we like for whatever reason skip watching our show that night, then when we're in bed together, like there's always like 10-15 minutes before we roll over and go to sleep where we're like either decompressing, talking about something, or working on like a crossword puzzle together. Or
we do crossword puzzles every
we do
night.
love that. Grandparents live here.
New York Times.
But yeah, like I just think we're really good about recentering every single night.
Totally. I've heard a quote that I'm also going to botch because I don't actually remember it, but it was something to the effect of don't go to sleep without touching your partner. And that is something that I think we do really well unintentionally. I think there's never a night where even if we just had a conversation that didn't make us feel great, that we don't, like you said, center ourselves, but by being close, by having our feet even to just touching to let us know that like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And that, for me at least, makes me be able to take a breath to say, okay, we'll go to bed, we'll wake up, it'll be
a new day,
a new cup of coffee, a new cup of soda.
Yep.
Shout out the empty cup.
I love that. It's kind of like, I love the play on it because it's not necessarily like, don't go to bed angry, or like, it's okay to go to bed angry, but I love like the intentionality behind it. And like, that's what the whole anniversary podcast is about, is like learning how couples are intentional in their relationships. And I love that, where it's like, don't go to bed without connecting with your partner in some way to let them know that even if they did something that made them angry, you are still there for them. You're still on their team.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, because don't go to bed angry is, I mean, that's impossible to, again, that's a blanket statement, like the 50-50 thing. It's great to think, but there are going to be times where you're mad or you're upset, and it just happens. You can't try to fix that thing because you think it's supposed to be that way, because then that causes more chaos, I think.
Yeah. And it kind of just, and not necessarily like, because there will be times where like someone's upset, but it's not necessarily directed at you.
Totally.
And so like, if you kind of, like you guys were saying, like center yourselves, like it shows that the problem isn't like, you're not blaming your partner, you're not blaming whoever. It's just, you're kind of like, hey, I'm mad and I'm sad or upset about something, but like, I want to connect with you, but I can't be like fully connected right now. And so I love that advice. Okay, this is the big doozy question. The very last question is, knowing what you know now, what is one thing you wish you could tell yourself on the day your relationship first began?
That's a great one. The day it first began. Are we counting the first date? Or like,
yeah, you can count the first date.
Okay, so I think it's hard, because I literally knew the night after our first date, I was like, oh shit, like I just met the man I'm marrying. Like, I know that's so dumb. And it's crazy because I went from like 0 to 100. Like the day before, I was literally like, I'm never getting married. I don't want to be married. I am not interested. I was like, I don't even think I like men. They're annoying. That is how I was literally like the day I met him. So like,
yeah, she said the other day, she was like, when I was going into that first date thinking, hey, it'll be a free meal. Like that's what she said.
I was like, it's awesome. I get free dinner. That's great. Literally, that was my actual thought.
It's true.
And then within 3 hours, probably, I was like, okay, so crap. I don't think there's anything I wish I would have known other than I wish I would have let myself, like, I wish I wouldn't have had that perspective going into it. And people always like told me like, it's so dumb to say that you're like closed off to that idea, because what if it does happen? Like, you want to be able to be excited about it. So I guess maybe that would be my answer. I would want to be like
open,
just more open, so that I could have been like in that like giddy like schoolgirl before our date, like, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready. Let's go meet the man I'm gonna marry. But
that's funny. I think that took pressure off though, probably.
It really probably did, which was probably good for both of us. So
yeah, I think for me it is, well, we said it a million times, but the year or two before we met, we each had our own time to be alone, and I had done such work with like mindfulness and learning how to be alone basically and be comfortable in that, rather than relying on validation or other people for that happiness, and rely on my work for that happiness, and making my identity me rather than all these other things. And going into meeting her and dating her, I was still holding on to that, because I was like, well, I worked so hard on this, and I feel like I'm giving that up a little bit to like give myself fully to this person. And I wish I just was almost the same thing, like more open to just saying, it's so, because I think in the past, and I don't know if you've ever dealt with this with dating, but like you sometimes get made to feel bad about being so in love with somebody or so passionate about somebody. You're like, why are you, like, I had friends with past relationships be like, I feel like you're giving all of your energy to this person. And I do agree all relationships are important, platonic and romantic, but I also think there's nothing wrong with saying, I really love this person, and there's nothing wrong with being like, I want to give my time and my energy to this person. And so I think taking that wall back down to be like, no, it's okay to say you're my world and I want you to be my world. Like I can still find myself in that, but it's okay to have both. You don't have to say I'm giving, like there's so many stereotypical guys I feel like that are like, I need my man time, or like I need alone time in the man cave. Go hang out with the girls while I hang out with the guys. And it's like, that's fine, but it's also okay to not feel that way. If you don't. So I wish I knew that towards the beginning.
I love that. Well, thank you guys so much. We'll move back to Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Like, I don't know, it just felt like so serendipitous of just kind of meeting you guys and just seeing your Instagram on my Instagram. And so where, like, obviously you guys are on Instagram on the Empty Cup, right?
The Empty Cup UT, but if you search the Empty Cup, it'll come up.
Okay. And you guys do weddings, farmers markets.
Private events, bachelorette parties, any private event. Weddings is really what we're trying to sell, just the vibe. But we will be at the Springville, Orem, and Draper farmers markets this summer. So we have 29 dates between the three. So we'll be all over.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so also remind me, because you guys have like flowers on the cup. Is it just like, is that kind of like the branding? Do you guys do like flowers? Like what's that?
So the branding came from his tattoo that he kind of showed you earlier, but
hello.
So that was the original like inspiration, but we actually do have like a thrifted mug bar. So we would bring a shelf of mugs basically, and then guests are free to get their drinks in that. And then at the end of the night, they can also get a flower arrangement, kind of make it in the mug and take it home. So it's like a full experience. Thing, which is fun. Yeah.
So we work with a florist, but if obviously a bride is already working with a florist, we could work with them to make sure it fits their vibe. But basically the idea is it works as like decor, but also a party favor for the guests to take home a cute original mug with a bouquet in it, kind of. So,
I love that. That's so awesome. Well, be sure to check them out on Instagram. Do you guys have Facebook?
Yes.
We're not very good at it.
Okay. That's totally fine. And like on your Instagram, it's you have like your website where people can book, and that's theemptycuput.com.
It's weirdly youremptycup.com.
Okay.
But it is linked on our Instagram, the Empty Cup UT. But
wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you. This is awesome.
Anniversaries aren't just about how long you've lasted. They're about how you've grown. Whether you're married, dating, single, or somewhere in between, I hope this conversation inspires you to reflect on what you're building and to remember that love is less about perfection and more about intention. Another year, another layer, another opportunity to choose each other. And if you know a couple whose story should be celebrated, I would love to have them on. Send this episode their way and have them fill out the link in the description below so we can celebrate their next anniversary as well. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.